ever thought of the way that we, the way that we live our lives and experiences we go through and everything that happens to us provides us with our filter mechanisms through which we see everything that else that comes as the future dawns on us moment by moment, day by day, month by month, year by year. It's never ending. Every single time we have an experience, a conversation, or anything at all happen to us, are we really truly engaged in it, or are we simply reacting to that engagement according to the filter mechanisms of everything else that came before? I really think that sometimes, we really do find ourselves suffering from this concept of escalating misfortunes, where we are constantly trying that little bit of one-upmanship with the people who we're disagreeing with, to the point where, we can never win. The originating disagreement can be something that's pretty trivial, not very serious, and yet it's become some kind of a monster of its original self. And so it's important to try and have some kind of discernment about that, and to not be, where we can not be getting ourselves into that kind of territory. And that's all about self-responsibility, isn't it? It's where you begin to take responsibility for yourself and your own actions, your own life, and have some sort of emotional integrity about you as well. And that's when you can kind of take a step back and use some discernment. As opposing to react, you begin to respond. So here we are in a rather imperfect world with lots of people who, now they say on a spiritual level we're all perfect in terms of our spiritual selves. But in our, physical selves, the lives that we are living right now, our lives aren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We make mistakes. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. Get over it. Deal with it. And then move on. The trouble is that everybody makes mistakes, including those at the top. And of course, this channel is all about bashing the elite and what have you. But actually, those guys, in these positions, they are as human as the rest of us, making the same kind of mistakes that we would make, and yet we put them on a pedestal. We give them power that they don't deserve, power they're not qualified for, and then when they fail us, we blame them. Really, we kind of need to sort ourselves out first, and then we can have much higher expectations of those around us. And so really the message from this channel is intended to be informative. It's intended to encourage discourse, discussion. It's intended to encourage individual research, because I'm not going to be going into huge depth in the videos that I do for this channel. I'll try to keep them relatively brief for the most part. And I encourage people to do their own research and come to their own thinking. But we'll have to take responsibility, because if we can't take responsibility for ourselves, we can't expect anybody else to take responsibility for themselves, let alone the rest of us. So let's get these characters off their pedestals and down to earth, facing us full square on, where they belong. That's what this channel's all about, and that's what I'm all about. So this channel isn't about blame, although I'm going to be bashing plenty of people on it. This channel is about information, so that you can then make up your mind